Hi everyone, this is Lady T with Lady T Speaks TV, where we talk about relationships. So in the last video, we talked a little bit more about preconceived ideas. So this video, we're going to talk about the next two things that we wanted to discuss concerning how you select your partner. So some people like vitality and attractiveness in a partner. Let me just read with you. Like I said, I got this from Psychology Today, an article that was written in 2014. So it says, if you value vitality in your ideal partner, you place high priority on having a partner who's healthy and active. You'll be most drawn to a high energy type who, while not perhaps an Olympic level athlete, likes to exercise, be on the move, and be able to get physical. The dimension of attractiveness is perhaps self-confident, meaning that you seek partners who look good. Since attractiveness is a relative concept, though, it may be that you aren't necessarily just drawn to people who are at the top of the physical beauty scale. What's important is that you care about your relationship partner looking attractive to you. That might mean someone who's into high fashion and the latest hair or makeup trends, or a more earthy, crunchy type who's clean and well groomed but doesn't go overboard. Vitality and attractiveness came second in the list of ideal qualities in a partner for both men and women. What's interesting about these dimensions is that they are ones that may very well change over time, unlike warmth and trustworthiness, which is what we talked about last video. If you value a partner who's healthy and active, what will you do if your partner develops a temporary or permanent disability? Similarly, people's appearance changes over time, as does their tendency to put a lot of effort into how they look for their partner. If your ideal partner is the pinnacle of high fashion, but after a few years he or she takes to relaxing in slouchy clothes around the house, this might be a hard transition for you to make. Um, so, that is really interesting. And it's interesting because I know for men, mostly, they have the ideal woman in their head. So they're visual more so than women are. And statistics have proven that men want to look at something that's attractive, they're visual, so they have the ideal person, what the body type is, and that kind of thing. With women, we're looking for stability, we're looking for trustworthiness, we're looking for, not that men are not, but we look for different things. Of course, you want someone who's attractive, but that's not high on the priority list, because we're looking for internal more than external. And in the beginning, now, long term is different for both men and women. But I wanted to, just share that with you. So it's interesting that you would have a mate, and then over time, if they're not as physical, and that happens sometimes, women have children, and then, your body shape changes, and, you may gain weight, vice versa. Same thing for men. So if you started dating someone based on their looks and the fact that they were physically fit and all of that, and then something happens to them, like the article talked about, some sort of disability or something to that effect, is that going to change what you think and what you feel? Is that going to change your relationship with that person? It shouldn't, but oftentimes if you've based your preconceived idea on someone who's attractive opposed to looking at the inner glow of a person, you're going to run into some trouble. Now, of course, nobody wants somebody who's sloppy, and doesn't take care in their appearance. But again, we're talking about preconceived ideals in relationships, and we're talking about the fact that when we select partners, these are the ideals that we come into the relationship with. And so you want to be careful that you know people are going to change. You have to think about in terms that you're going to change physically, and so is the person that you're in a relationship with. And these are long term and short term. If you're just dating, you're not really thinking in terms of long term and what that person's going to look like years down the road. And then they used to have this thing where, oh, if you look at her mother, then you'll know what she's going to look like. And that's not true in every case. Sometimes it is, but oftentimes that is not, because each person has their own style and the way that they do things and the way that they look and the way that they, want to appear. So you can't always go by those old adages, but people do say that. And so that idea, that concept, that preconceived idea gets into the minds of people who are dating. And so you want to make sure that you dispel these myths and that you concentrate on what it is you want in that relationship, and that you make sure that you understand that people do change, people do evolve as you move forward in a relationship with that person. So just wanted to give you a little bit more about preconceived ideas in relationships, and what happens to dispel these myths or these preconceived ideas that we come into a relationship with. We need to be very careful what we're thinking, what we're feeling. Next time I come back and I'll talk some more about the next group. There's two other groups. I believe it's status and resources. So we'll talk about that next time. All right, everyone. This is Lady T with Lady T Speaks TV, where we talk about relationships. And this is the second part of the series that we're talking about preconceived ideas. All right. I'll talk to you all soon. See you when I see you.